Hello, my loves. How are you? So, I am doing this live today with, I wanted to get really comfortable, basically. So, I have this huge comforter here, my down comforter, and it is truly gigantic. It's like huge. I'm sitting in my yoga area where I do film some of my videos, and I have a cup of chamomile tea or chamomile. And I am also have my massage chair going, and I think I should turn that off because I think you hear a weird sound when I run it. So, hey, hi Sarah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I put you up on screen. This is why I love StreamYard. It's this wait a minute. Nope. Here, you can tell I'm dyslexic. That's StreamYard, and it's great because I can put your comments up. So welcome. We're going to be talking about friendships, toxic friendships amongst women, toxic friendships among women, and when to end them. Now, I have my comforter because I'm just like, there's someone I watch occasionally. I don't think I'll share her name, but she's often live streaming from her bed. And I just thought, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm not in my bed because that would be tricky. That would be tricky to set up properly. But I'm just like, I need my comforter. I just want to be comfy to talk with you. And I really want it to be interactive. So welcome. If you are new here, I'm Viv, and my channel is mostly for women talking about spirituality, meditation, chakras, all for our mental, emotional, and spiritual health and wellness. Okay, so I cover all of that. Hey, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Let me know that I am not just sitting alone in a room with my plant and my comforter and that you are here with me. All right. And usually you see a little bit more, but then I wouldn't have my nice back support. I'm doing comfort today. I'm doing self-love today. We are going to talk about friendships, and I want your feedback actually. And I want you to also share your experiences. Let me just close another, I had to close another Firefox window. So who's here today and where are you tuning in from? And get a cup of tea, okay? Or some wine if you're a wine person. If you want something that's a little bit cooler. We're finally getting fall where I am. Not a lot. It was like way too warm. I'm just waiting also for YouTube to tell folks, did you get notified? Can you let me, if you're here, let me know. Did you get notified by YouTube that I was live? And I'm going to say I'm going to be live every Sunday, probably around 2-ish. I'm trying to avoid some other wonderful channels that might have some overlapping viewers. I think it's Rick and Halisi. They talk about travel, but we might have some overlapping audience. And I think they're going to go live at like 3:30. And then Sheeta from Sheeta's on the Loose. And I just watch her because she moved to Mexico. Let me know if you know her channel. And then she went live at like 12:30 or 1. I was like, it used to not be crowded at this time period. Okay. It wasn't. There was one other goddess who we were going to do a collab, and she ended up getting really busy. We didn't collab. She was like the only other one live streaming kind of in my sort of area. Oh, great. Okay. Welcome, welcome, Soulshine. Perks of Beauty. Hey. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Perks of Beauty. Yeah, nice. Thank you. And Sarah, you got notification. You're from Michigan. Awesome. My best friend was from Detroit. And he moved to New York. So let's talk about the friendships though. And I really want it to be interactive. Okay. I'm coming on here because I wanted to get this off my chest. And then I was like, okay, Viv, you have to make it. I'm really not one of those people who's trying to just vlog about themselves because I don't know. I don't like when people just vlog. So I always want to bring something helpful to you. Okay. I really, really do. So welcome if you're here live. Yep. Sarah. Yep. I love that. I'll put your comments up. If you have a channel and you want to just get some eyeballs on it, If you comment, I'll put it up. People will see your channel. So I always want it to be helpful. So I want to talk about friendships today because I was going through something with, okay, so I need to anonymize this. You understand that, right? Meaning I'm not trying to say the person's name, right? I'm a spiritual person. Okay. I want to try to change identifying factors. But let's just say I was going through a lot of pain. Okay. Hey, King's Equine. Hi, hi, hi. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I went through a lot of pain with this person. Okay. So we're talking about friendships here. We're talking about female friendships. Okay. And when are they toxic? So this was after my best friend, the one I just mentioned, had passed away maybe for about 3 months. And then I get into it with this girlfriend of mine who I'd really call more of an acquaintance. Like I said, I have to change the details. So that's why you see me pausing. It's not because I'm lying. I'm trying to like drop out certain things. But let's just say, and let me know, goddesses, if this has happened to you. The person, I basically drew a boundary. Okay. I said, it's very hard for me, very, very hard for me to have sharp boundaries with people. Okay. Growing up as, child of an alcoholic, father, kind of emotionally a little bit nuts. Okay. Very hard for me. I never was modeled with clear boundaries. Okay. So I drew a boundary because this person wanted to do something for a certain amount of time together and it was not working. We were already doing something together and it was just a fuss. It was a mess. It had to do with like technical things and it was not a smooth process. Okay. And they were still pushing me like, oh, I want to do this for like 2 hours. Let's say we're going to work on this for 2 hours every time we meet. And I was like, we're already having trouble, right? You truly say hi as you come in. I will put you right up on here. Like I said, very hard for me. I want to always make other people happy. I want them to like me. But I said, 2 hours straight when we're already stressed out, the communication isn't working. I said, how about an hour and a half max? And we take a break in between the hour and a half. And then just like a 10-minute break, right? Bathroom, people, you get up, go to the bathroom because we were doing this stuff also via Zoom. Okay, this was not a client. It wasn't somebody like that. It was a friend. Anyway, this is what they said to me, and I want to share this with you. I want to know what you think and if you've had this. They basically said to me, look, in my life, because trying to think of how much to share, but as this person will remain anonymous, they're like, well, in my life, I have kids and I can't stop when I'm tired. I have to just keep going. So I don't understand why you can't just do this for this amount of time when we meet. And I had explained why. And I drew a firm line. I said, look, I've suffered from burnout. I have suffered from burnout, from pushing myself, from overworking myself. I said, I'm not doing that again. And she went quiet, y'all. She just got really quiet. And I was like, and then still was like, but, I guess I'm different. I just have to push myself. And what do you guys think about that? Like, my first point is somebody else's boundary does not have to be your boundary. Meaning, if you can run 10 miles and you're good, you run 10 miles. Okay, this is my analogy. If I can run 1 mile and I'm just starting and I'm telling you, for instance, oh, I have this particular back problem, whatever, I can run 1 mile and you're going to be like, yeah, well, you need to up your game. You're not participating fully. That's basically what this friend was doing to me. Okay. And it was very, very painful because I was like, I'm even saying I will try to meet your needs. You want like 2 hours of work on this project. Why don't we'll check in and we'll see. And I said, I'll even try, like if I feel things are going good, I have energy, we'll go to 2 hours. They were still upset. They were still like angry and upset. So I just want to throw that out to you. Have you ever had an experience like that? Please share in the chat and let me know where, again, you tried to, I'm actually getting a little bit choked up because this is how much this bothered me. And of course, I'm leaving out the details. Y'all don't need every single detail. And then she said, and then I said, but I was literally for a whole week almost like, and this has happened to me before. I know this is from like trauma, where I was almost shaking. I was so upset. I felt like shaky. Have you ever had that? Let me know if you've ever had that, and give it a minute or two because your comment, goddess, doesn't come through right away. Okay. So I'm going to pause there. So I'm trying to preserve the friendship, right? And also take care of myself. So let me know if that's ever happened to you, because I want to go through these points about when we know it's a toxic friendship. I want to know what you think and if you have also comments. So Sarah, BB, yes. Yeah, and I know it takes a while to tell. She's like, yes. So seriously, like I said, even talking about it, I'm getting a little bit emotional. I can feel my throat kind of getting like, that weird, you start to get like a sore throat. And there are other things I could bring in, but I'm not going to go there. Some of you can maybe kind of guess what we're like, just different people. And here's this person coming at me, and I'm gonna say it, much more resourced than I am. Their life is set up in a very different way, and they're like, yeah, well, I have children, so I don't have a chance to just, oh, I'm tired. Now, please tell me if you think that that makes sense. I don't have children, but you better know if I had a child, and I probably only have one or two, yeah, I'm going to take care of my child. Yes, if I'm tired, I'm going to feed my child. So for this person to bring to me, oh, well, I'm a mother, so I guess I don't have that luxury. It's like nobody forced this person to have children. Okay. I'm being really honest here, and just truthful with you guys and how I was feeling. Cause I'm like, yeah, we're not talking about taking care of babies or feeding children. We're talking about a project we're working on together. And you're telling me I've very clearly expressed my needs, how much work I can do, what I'm willing to do, what I'm able to do, and you're still pushing me. That's toxic. Okay. So that is the first sign. You express yourself, you express clearly. And I know I express myself clearly. Even when I'm upset, I can, like a lawyer, I can just lay the points down, right? And the person, the friendship, they're not even kind of hearing you. They're not able to hear you. Let me write that down. It's like they're not able to hear you. Okay. So let me know, give me some examples. Not able to hear you, and you are doing your best to explain what your boundary is, and just like you're too tired. You're basically trying to say no. This comes down to, you're trying to say no. I cannot do that. Right? And we've all heard the new thing now. It's like no is a complete sentence, but I was not raised with that. I was not raised with just say no, not at all. Okay, so let's see what Sarah says. Yes, I felt that in a couple of cases. Losing a friend is almost harder than, exactly, almost harder than losing a boyfriend or a girlfriend, right? Like an intimate partner. Sometimes it's harder losing a friend. Yes, Sarah. It is, because let's be honest, I've had so many female friends over the years who they're like really high on this relationship they're in. They stop talking to you for like a couple months. That happened in grad school to me. I was really upset. But what is, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, you're going to break up with that guy. Your friends are going to be longer lasting, right? You can have friends for 10 years. A lot of people, your relationship doesn't last 10 years, right? So yes, it can be losing a friend, so it was just really hard. Like I said, I was literally like, for the week, my best friend had died just 3 months back. I was still dealing with a lot of legal stuff with that. And here's this person like, yeah, well, you need to work harder with me because I'm a mother and I can't stop when I'm tired. It's like, you know what? Then you need to examine your life. So what we could say to that person is, because that's true, right? And like I said, if I had a baby, if I had a child, even if I'm tired, I'm going to make them some rice and some beans and some tofu or some beef or some chicken, right? So to compare, oh, I can't, and so therefore you have to meet that bar, that's just bullshit. That is just bullshit. And I know a lot of you watch other channels that we're talking a lot about, especially Black women, where we're supposed to be like the servant. Not even just the servant. We're just supposed to give and give and give and give. And that's women in general. But I feel like for Black women, especially, we're supposed to just go and go and go and go. And I was basically saying, no, I'm not. I was just like, I'm not. I can't. I'm not going to burn out for you. So the person was really upset. I don't even want to go into it, but that was my first point, and that's what motivated me to make this video for you. So the first thing, it's toxic when they're not able to hear you. The other real thing that jumps to my mind right away as this played out, ladies, over like a couple of months this went on, because I was like, I just need to take space from you. Because the other thing is, when you say you're having like an argument with this friend and you say, I'm getting really upset. I just like, we're not really communicating. Why don't we take a pause? If you say that to them, you're being aware, you're being self-aware, right? As a spiritual woman, you're being self-aware, you're like activated, and they're like, no, we have to keep talking. That's another sign of someone who, again, is not hearing you, because you're saying, I don't, and the phrase I was using with this friend was, I don't have the bandwidth, right? I don't have the bandwidth right now to deal with this drama. You're bringing drama to me, okay? And I'm not about I am worn out. Grief and death and dying loved ones, that takes a lot out of you, okay? We don't talk about that in society. We really don't talk about grief much in American society, right? Culturally, overall, there's not a way to deal with grief. And so, but the person's usually tired and worn out. And here is this person like, oh, we need to keep talking about it. And I was like, first of all, I'm hungry. I was hangry, right? I was hungry and angry and exhausted. And they were like, nope, we have to keep talking. We're going to work this out. And I'm like, it was bad. They wouldn't let me off the phone. I just had to get off the phone. So let me know, just if this has happened to you. Bella Crystal, thank you for saying that. No, so what I really did is I ended, I did, basically, after thoroughly explaining, right? And that's my other thing. They're not able to hear you. You multiple times, you say, I don't like it when this happens, or this makes me feel, and you explain, and they cannot apologize. Okay. And it's funny, you guys, I was watching some other videos before getting on here on the same topic. And I was watching a therapist, and that was one of her things, is this friend can never just apologize. Have you ever had that, where they just cannot apologize? And I'm not talking a long drawn out in tears on your knees. I'm just like, yeah, I hear you. I'm sorry about that. That was, yeah. I totally understand. Like, that would be the apology for me. 2-minute apology, just that you heard me, you understood me, right? You were in your heart, you were in your compassion. I never got that from this person over months, you guys, months. So I was like, okay. So yeah, I'm done. Yeah. So Sarah says, I had to cut off one of my longest friends because she was always wanting to take, and I could, exactly. It's that imbalance, right? It's that you're giving, 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 giving. It's like you're pouring, right? And you end up depleted. You're empty. There's nothing else, and they're full, right? So that's not healthy. So let me step back from my story a little bit. And I basically had to end this relationship, because I really had to look at myself. And one of the things also this other therapist was saying was, if you feel bad after you leave the person, and not just occasionally, but if you kind of dread talking to them, you don't want to talk to them. You're just not. You see a phone message, you see an email. So I started dodging this person. I literally would see her email and I'd be like, oh my God, I can't. So, I mean, yeah, you have to say, okay, here is my boundary. Here is my boundary. And you're not a positive influence in my life. So should we stay friends with people who overall, right? I'm not saying you can't have ups and downs, but overall, with a friend, okay, who is not a positive influence in your life, would you stay? Would you stay? BB says, good for you. Oh, BB, girl. Perks of You said she is jealous of Viv being child-free. That occurred to me as well. Seriously, as women, you know how women can be, how we can be sometimes, right? because to her, exactly to her, but this could serve all of you. Here's why. Just, and I think Rashida was even saying this in her channel, the fact that you made space in your life, you didn't do certain things, or you've given up certain things, so you have space and time, right, in your life. Somebody who has children, they can't, then they're going to use the children against you. Like, that's just not fair. Like I said, this person, it wasn't a rape situation. It wasn't like a teen mom. It wasn't anything like that. Okay. So yes, you do have to, when you have children, you have made a commitment to be there for those children. That is different than we're working on a project. And I am literally telling you, I am exhausted. I've suffered from burnout before. My best friend just died, and you're still going to try to push me. So y'all, I mean, yeah. So, but it's very, very hard. It's hard to, for me as a child, like I said, child of alcoholic, that's very, very common. Is that ACOA, ACOA, adult child of alcoholics? Because you just don't get good boundaries. You do not get good boundaries. Yes, everyone wants us to give until we can't give anymore. And then literally, you guys, even think about when I look at, especially like actresses, Black actresses, actors who are dying like in their 50s. Like if you, and I mean, with good amount of money, like why, what is the stress? Oh, they had high blood pressure. Oh, they had this. A lot of that, especially in our, well, in all communities, stress is a huge impact. But then the higher levels of stress for many African Americans in America, right? It's just a different level of stress that I think impacts our health. And that's where I really care about, like, our quality of life. So that's why I'm sharing this story with you. If you're just joining, come back and watch from the beginning. I'm not, like like Taylor Swift and probably a lot of rappers, you go on and you talk about other people. I don't like to do that. As I said, did not mention the person's name. I will not do that. But just to, it's a struggle. It's a struggle in terms of self-love to say, I don't have to give you more than I've got. And something I've been thinking about recently, you guys, is, and I don't usually think like this, but it's like my ancestors, some of my ancestors, because we really do have, don't get me started on that. We have different ancestors that had different experiences, but I feel like, my ancestors worked really hard. I know certain sets of them did work really, really hard. Even to my mom and my dad, they were very hardworking people. Give me a yes if you had that. Like my mom, guys, was a cleaning woman. Okay, she was a cleaning lady in offices. My dad worked in a hospital. He was like an orderly, right? Which is like 2 steps down from a nurse, right? Like 3 steps down. They worked physically very, very hard. Okay, and where is the ease? Where can we decide, you know what? My lineage has worked really hard. I'm sure there were some lazy folks. I was called lazy. You guys, let me know if this has happened to you. I was called lazy in my 20s. And I want to say around the time I had 4 jobs, 4 jobs, 4. I got either pneumonia or bronchitis. Okay, but this is coming out of the family. They're like, oh, she's so lazy, She's lazy. And they'd call me lazy because I was reading, which, like, I was reading like some serious books, right? I wasn't just like, and they're like, she's lazy. All she does is she's reading all the time. This is the family. This is the family, who says this. She's lazy. Yeah, she was putting the burden of being a mother on you. That's emotionally subversive. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Emotionally subversive. Yeah, and something to pay attention to. Yeah. Now, some of us, as I look back, as I, again, was preparing for this video, I thought about it. I have definitely had a history of abusive friendships. Not all, obviously, but I want to say it started in junior high. Let's not go back to junior high. Maybe another video, but let me know. Let me know. I want to hear your comments. But I have had, and especially the sisters out there, have you had relationships like girlfriends that are mean or abusive to you? I want to know if that's common, or if is that just something, um, I don't know, coming out of my upbringing. Um, but yeah, it's in junior high. I remember I had this friend that was probably most people would think of her as like the bully, but I was her friend. It's because nobody really liked her. And then she ended up being kind of abusive to me. And so I have had a pattern over the years of having abusive friendships. Like I said, not all, but at different points in my life. So that's something I really want to look at. Yeah, my father. Yeah. So my father drank heavily, but it was my mom that was an alcoholic. My father, when I was young, when I was quite young, I think was a heavier drinker. Once he got older, he did kind of, you know, which is why I say I don't know he was quite a full alcoholic. Um, it toned down. It toned down. In fact, I love to tell the story. One day he told us, see if I can do his accent. Wait, how did he put it? No, Jesus, God tell. Oh, he said, God tell me to slow down on the liquor. I can't do it. That's my Jamaican accent. He goes, God told him to slow down on the liquor, Willie. Yeah. So, you know, his nickname was Willie. So something like, God tell me to slow down on the liquor, you know, something like that. My very bad flashback to Jamaican accent. So he stopped, but mom was the one who was an alcoholic. And so, but still you have those personalities. Two long-term. Okay, you've had Perks of Beauty, you've had two long-term, like negative friendships. And the thing is, I don't like to get rid of friends. Like I said, even dating, you know, oh, you may break up with someone, but friends, you go through experiences together. You met during this time of your life at work, or, you know, you met in a certain way and you had a whole history together, right? And so it's nice to keep friends. So that's what also made it hard, because I had to really just, like I said, and this is after, it took me a couple months, but I just said to this girl, look, I made it which is good. I wasn't like, you're wrong. I said, look, I need someone who's a little bit more able to be more emotionally supportive. I just phrased it in a way of what my needs were. Oh, your dad was alcohol. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that has an effect on us. I don't know if we examine that as much as we should, like, especially if we're not alcoholics. Like, I am very careful around alcohol. I'll be honest, I'm very careful around alcohol. I will have, when I go to the doctor, and the doctor's, you know, do you smoke? Do you drink? And, you know, they have the form, and I'm like, I'll drink if somebody buys it, you know. But I'm not going out, given the history that I have in my mind, I am not going out and tossing drinks back, because I do not want, because I saw what alcoholism can do. Yeah. Oh, so one friendship was 10 years. I want to say the toxic friendships, I did not let them last that long. The people I stayed for, yeah, like, yeah, maybe for you, Perks, did the person, were things good for a long while and then maybe something changed? Did they get like more needy? And I want to talk about that, because the neediness, I don't think a relationship is necessarily toxic if the other person is needy, because we all go through times. You might be going through a divorce. Maybe you lost a baby. Who knows, right? Maybe you lost a parent. So we all go through times where we need to lean on a friend more. I don't think it's necessarily the neediness. It's more, are they there for you? Are they there for you when you need them? In general, in general. Now, if they got in a car accident right at the moment that you found out, you know, your partner's cheating on you and is going to divorce you, it's hard for them to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? But in general, if you're the one who's always listening and giving advice, and oh, and you feel bad for them, and you're thinking, this is what I do, and I'm thinking about them, and I'm thinking about how to help them. And then if they're not able to be there for you to reciprocate, if they're not able to reciprocate, then is that a friendship? Is that what you need in your life? Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to read what Sarah said. What I could have done differently. Yes. Yeah. Well, Sarah, I think that's a great point. It's two people. Just like in a marriage, it's two people. So I know sometimes just one person might be like straight up like crazy. I was going to say batshit crazy because I still remember when I lived in Bat House and I had bat trauma. Um, but it's two people, so like that's why with the friend, I said to her, because she, like I said, she was never able to apologize, you guys. And I told her upset, like she knew, and she could never, after so much communication, it was never just, I'm sorry about the specific thing that upset you, you know, yeah, if they can't apologize, if they can't really hear your pain and make you feel that you're heard, doesn't mean they have to be perfect, but you feel that they hear you. And that's what was really missing for me. Yeah, that's what was missing for me. And so, yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, it's partly me. I get along fine with other people, but I'm just not a good match with this person. That was the point I was going to make. Maybe, and let me know what you guys think about this. I think some people are more emotional processing and some are more analytical. Now, I do think more women, we tend to be a little bit more emotional, right? But okay, okay, I'm warm now, so I can move my comforter. All right, my self-love. Could be live videos with Viv on her comforter. I think that this friend was more analytical, very back from their emotions, and I was in my emotions. But I was also, like I said, able to see when we were both getting really upset. That's why I was like, well, let's get off the phone. I really was still able to, the meditative part of me, right? That part of me, that mindful part of me was able to watch the whole thing and be present for what was happening. But I didn't feel that the other individual was. So you have to just really give yourself grace. I even used that phrase with them and they just didn't get what I was saying. I was like, you're going through a lot. I understand that. So I don't even think this is about me. And even when I said that, goddesses, and really repeated it, they still weren't able to own their own baggage. Because I was like, you have so much going on now. Okay, I'm not going to say what it is, but they had a lot going on in their life. Excuse me. And I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, that's what I think is you're bringing to this. It's not just about you and me. The fact that they couldn't like see that also told me this person is not as emotionally aware as you need, as I need. Okay, let's see some, yeah. Ooh, okay, so I want to read all this. Yes, yeah. So let's read some of this together. Right. I know narcissism is like the key word right now. Absolutely. Let's go through this. Ooh, okay. No, multiple lies. Yeah, no. See, I think I do have a high bar for friendship. Let me know. Do you have a high standard for friendship? Even in the comments after the live. And yes, this is live. So put your comments in the chat, put any questions. Yeah, lies to me are a whole other level. Like this friend wasn't lying. They just couldn't hear my needs, honor my needs. But yeah, lies are another level that's just not going to happen. Never apologize. Like I said, there is this therapist. There's a couple of really good therapists on YouTube, and that's one of their key things is if the friend cannot apologize. To me, I can apologize. I mean, especially if the person brings it to me, sometimes I'll feel guilty and the person hasn't said anything. Like I'll be like, oh, I was kind of harsh with them. And even if they don't say that to me, but if somebody tells me, I'm usually going to be like, yeah, oh, I'm so sorry. Then I feel bad, right? But that's the dance of human beings. You do want to have some responsibility to the people in your life who care about you. So that's why I don't like when some YouTubers are like, it's all them, or I think we as adults on my channel, a lot of us are in our 30s, 40s, 50s, right? A lot of you are in your 20s, but as adults, we know that nobody's perfect and that we play a part. So I think that's important. Yeah. But if the person can't apologize, yeah, that's what I'm going to work on, Bella Crystal, and to put out to you goddesses, because I'm just feeling like, so this is how I would do psychoanalytically. It's like, She wasn't honoring my boundaries. Okay, am I honoring my boundaries? And that was the hard part because it was hard for me to hold. I really felt like, oh, I felt like I wanted to cave into her demands, basically, even though I knew it would likely make me physically ill. Um, so was I honoring my boundaries? Was I honoring my boundaries? Hmm. Yep, that was my experience. None of my friends were emotionally supportive and made fun of some serious situations I had, but I was supportive. Exactly. So Devashri, yeah. Oh, I like your screen name, Devashri Goddess. Yeah, yeah. I think, when we're younger, that's why I brought up age, okay, not to offend anybody, but when you're in your 20s, we're still maturing. So I do think when you're like in your 20s, maybe even early 30s, um you may not have the emotional maturity to support your friends as best you can. But as now, when we're getting into our 30s and 40s and 50s, come on, and up, that's where you got to say, look, yeah, you don't, it's just not, it's not. Oh, wow. Yeah. So you're better off. You're absolutely better off. So we're just talking, those of you just joining, hey, say hi in the chat. Okay, let me know you're here because I see numbers. I see my number on the screen, the viewers, and I see comments over to the side. And if you're just coming in, just say hi. We're just talking about toxic friendships. When is a friendship toxic? And really the 2 points, maybe I'll make it a series. Though you guys know I really don't like to do negative. I just don't. A lot of times negative videos on YouTube get a lot of views. It's just not my personality, honestly. And that's why I want people who resonate with me. So I'm not going to try to be negative. I even thought about doing like gossip on my channel. I don't, it's just not me. So they don't apologize, and they don't seem to be hearing you or understand that there was some pain, that you felt pain. Those, I think, are my 2 key takeaways from this, that made me end the friendship. And to be really honest with you, like when I'm not talking about it or thinking about it, I do feel better. I immediately felt better. Oh, Bella Crystal, that's so sweet of you. That is so sweet of you. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, I feel almost like I'm gonna cry because exactly like the work I do, right? So I'm not a mother, but the work that I do and even some of the videos that I put out and people tell me how it helps them. And so here's this, friend who, like I said, for a week, you guys totally threw me off. Probably there was no YouTube video that week. And I was so upset. And then it didn't just end in a week. I mean, I'm still talking about it, and then it still continued as they were like, basically, also, if they just keep defending themselves and not, like I said, not even acknowledging your pain. And that's what this girl kept doing. And I was just like, oh my God. A simple apology, I hear you. I understand. Yeah, you were feeling hurt, and then we could move on. So yeah, she interfered with me doing my spiritual work. So Bella Crystal, thank you for your comment, because that's what I'm realizing even as I'm doing this live with you, is this individual interfered with my work. And now to reframe it, which I almost always can do, I could look at it that she made me stronger because the next time something like this happens, I don't think I'm going to go as far with this person, like whoever it is, new person, old friend, meaning you're really being toxic to me. You're not respecting my boundaries. You're not just hearing the pain that's going on here, and just at least calibrating, even like when I say but let's take a step back. Let's talk about this in like a couple days. You can't do that. That tells me you're like heated up, and I can't function like that. Right. And you guys should know, I do not think I was the only person this was happening with, because they also had mentioned in passing other similar things like this were going on, or I have this emotional drama going on with so and so. And I was like, oh Lord, I was like, really? And so I remember that when we were going through it, I was like, maybe this is a pattern for them. And that's okay, because we repeat, 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 right? Till Earth School. Sarah. Oh, hey, Sarah, thank you. That is so sweet. Um, I do agree with Oprah on that. I think that we're here. It might be a simulation. It might be a simulation, but I think we're here to grow. Um, I don't know that I believe this whole thing that our soul agrees before we come to the planet. I'm not 100% convinced on that. I don't know it's so much that our soul agrees. I think it's like a learning process, and we're just learning and we're doing our best. And so yeah, this person is doing their best. And so yeah, I do want to process through. I think I have one forgiveness video on my channel. Maybe I'll make another. Like we can do like a metta, which is sending love, or just like forgiveness. I let go. Maybe I'll make a video, like a forgiveness video, because we do want to really forgive, because that can affect our health. That can definitely affect our health. Oh my gosh, David Shree, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. Just to see, yeah, the beauty in the community, which is really nice. Not friendships with family. Oh, absolutely. We're not even talking about family today, Bella. Let's just not even bring in family, because that'll take it to a whole other level. Become my family. Yes, yes. Absolutely. I create my family. I created my family because you all know, I know, replay or live, you have family who, there's some you just can't trust them. They don't have your best interest at heart, or even any mutual, they just don't have that. Okay? For whatever reason. So I think for many of us, we create our family. And I truly know, like, certain things in my life, there were friends I'd want involved while I wouldn't want family involved, because I know the friends have my back. While the family, yes, we may be family, but I have absolutely no certainty that they actually care. Zero zilch. And that is just the way it is. That is the way it is. Try not to let me go up and read this. Let me just see. Yeah, I think that's why we're here. Turning your pain and hurt into something good. Like I said, it really hit me. That's when the comment that made me realize that dealing with this person took me away from sort of like my calling, distracted me, also took me away from healing my grief, and yeah. So to you, if you feel that you are in a toxic relationship, oh, my light just went off. Do step back. Hey, Greg. I love that picture, because I love the way the scarf comes up really high. um, if you feel, I don't know if men get in as this whole kind of drama that women can get into. I just don't think they do. Do you think that's a female thing? The friendships that can get just very dramatic, emotional. I don't know if men get into like kind of tangled friendships, unless it like triggers them like their brother or their father. I bet you, like, I could see that, right? And to say, to kind of cap this topic, I do think we're recreating childhood stuff. So like I said, alcoholic parents, my dad would always say to me, why don't you smile? So when I was clearly sad about something, probably because he had done something, because he was mean, he's like, smile, right? And angry, like, you need to smile. He wouldn't say, like, he's like, why don't you smile? Why are you making that face? Or in Jamaican, he'd say, why you push up your face? Did everybody understand that? Why you push up your face? That means, why you're like, why you're making like your mouth looks like you're not smiling. You push up your face. Gregory, I like that. I do like that. Because I don't know. I think it's some karma. Some karma. We're born into a family. It does not mean that they're going to necessarily be the people. Now, sometimes they come through, and sometimes they don't. What did Bella Crystal say about hitting the nail on the head? Hold on. I have to go back up. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Don't let people that get that close to me. Right. But family, yes, family has been. All right, I'm going to go back through your comments and see if there's any that I missed that I want to pop up on the screen. But Gregory, yeah, I really like that. You believe in creating your own family. Because you kind of can vet those people, right? You can how they like look at political candidates, which obviously we don't do enough of. They look at their background, what have they done, look in the closet, find out, we can vet people who are not like biologically linked to us. So yeah, I think with the biological family, there's karmic links. I think there's some deep karmic ties, and we may have this family to work stuff out, hey, what are you saying yes to, Perks? Oh, I want to know. Was it to the believe in creating your own family? And Sarah, again, thank you for the $1.99 super sticker. That's so sweet. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I'm going to turn my light on. And then let me just check the time because I can stay on a few more minutes. Oh, YouTube sent me. Okay, wait, this was from before. All right, right. So I am going to keep doing Sunday lives. And like I said, our mental health is important. Our mental health is important. I feel like those of you watching are very tuned into that. It's probably why you're watching. Often people will say to me, what you're talking about is what was just on my mind. Push up your fears. Okay. All right, another Jamaican. Yeah, why you push up your fears? And that's how it would be spelled. Fear, I love that, like patois, Jamaican patois. There's no set spelling. So you spell it the way it would sound. So yeah, push up your face. Yeah. I mean, my face, I was pushing up my face because I was unhappy because Dad, you probably did something mean because I'm a kid. And, that's why. That is why. So how can we tell if it's a good friendship? How can we tell if it's a worthwhile friendship? That's my question. Let me know in the chat. Because obviously it can't just be time because, Perks of Beauty, I think it was a 10-year friendship, right? So how do we know what's a good friendship and worth keeping and worth being in? How do we know that? I'll be right back. I'm going to turn my light back on. All right. Coming in here with my little wrap skirt. All right. Which is kind of tucked, so I didn't want anything to happen with that live on YouTube. Now I have to go soon because I have my meditation series is running, and I think this is session 5, and I need to just prepare a little bit for that. It is going really well. Have a nice mix of goddesses in there, learning how to meditate. Let's see what Donna says. Excuse me. Keep a ruckus. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It takes I think we've got to look at these friendships also, what it takes us away from. I really got that from you guys. So thank you for that. There was one comment, I don't remember the person, but it was one comment that I put up on the screen that got me. It's like, when we're giving time to toxic people or to people who are just not serving us on our highest good, what are we taking away from? And that is really deep. I'm going to really consider that even when I get off the call. Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, that is really nice. I remember once someone told me that they would not ever adopt a child because they were not biologically theirs, and the comment was, why would I raise some other man's child or whatever, or other person's child? And that told me a lot about them at that point. Hopefully the person's not secretly watching, but so Gregory, I love your comment here. Because to me, children are children. It's whether you want to adopt or not is a big decision, but it shouldn't be about, oh, well, they're not mine. I mean, as I love this story. I have a friend who's a therapist who is just one of the kindest, wonderful friend, truly. Not just to me. This woman is just top notch. And she said something. I was lamenting about. I was thinking about having kids, and I was like, oh, but you adopt, and those kids, the mother was on, was alcohol abuse, and that's worse than crack. And she listened, and she got real quiet, you guys, and she says to me, I was like, oh, because she's quiet. She goes, Viv, you know that if you have a child too, they could also have problems like psychological or medical and I was like, damn. Like, I mean, yeah, I think the chances are higher though, in terms of the pool of children for adoption. But she brought it home to me that it's not guaranteed. The fact that if they were your biological children, you think, oh, well, they're not going to have a problem is not like factually true, whatever. See, you need friends like that. That's what you need in your life, who are just so fucking calm and balanced. Yes. So Gregory, I love that comment. The son he's not yours biologically, but you would never know we aren't related. Yes. Because it's about love and it's about that connection. Absolutely. Really beautiful. It sounds like I should quote my dad more because because I'm still on this push up your face. I can't remember much more of his negative comments, but that was one he repeated quite a lot. So that's why I have that one. Let's see. So say hi in the chat. Oh my gosh, the numbers are going up just as I need to go because I do have to get ready for my meditation. I'm going to run it again in January. I would love to see some of you in it. It's I'm calling it Soulful Mindfulness Meditation, and it's where I teach step by step how to meditate. We learned 4 different types of meditation, of mindfulness type meditation. And it just, I mean, you have this for the rest of your life, right? You're set up for the rest of your life in terms of how to meditate, and then you can layer on other things on it. And I have, like I said, I don't know how, I won't reveal anything personal about the people, but we have a wide range of professions and ages. I'd say the youngest is maybe early 30s, and the oldest is probably about 65. So I like that, like it's a wide range of goddesses. I may make one that's open for everyone. But yeah, it's really, really helping them. I mean, they're giving me feedback because every week we do the check-in and I'm like, okay, so how'd your meditation go? What did you notice? And it's just been really positive. It's been really positive. So that makes me feel good, balancing out the stressful friendships. So yeah, Sarah says, in terms of a friendship, if it's balanced, and like, yeah, it's not going to be balanced all the time, but if it overall balances. Yeah, thank you for that. If it overall balances. So sometimes one of you is going to be more taking or needing more support, and then other times you're going to be more the giving one, the one that's there, right? Exactly. Who's just joining? Say hi in the chat. Say hi if you're just coming to the video. Yes, and I love that child-free when BB earlier said, because that's the way you say it now. You're not childless, you're child-free. So that is really, really, really funny. So we had Detroit, other parts of the U.S. and the rest of the world are here. I'm pretty sure I know one other person's from New York State. Where else are you from if you're just joining? Let me know. And then, yeah, I've been live for an hour. So I'm going to go in a moment, but I hope this served you. I hope this helped you. I will be live every Sunday. And yeah, I'm going to get off YouTube because I know like 3:30 Halisi and Rick, check them out. They are a couple, I would say in maybe 60s, maybe, ish. And they moved to Portugal. So I like to watch them when they're live. And as you guys know, I'm watching a lot of Move Abroad videos. But yeah, you guys are too shy to say where you live, so that's okay. But yeah, Rochester. Yep. Detroit or Detroit. I think my friend always said it like Detroit, just to be funny. Where else? Where else are you from? I often get folks from Texas. There's often a good representation of folks from parts of Texas and the South also. Definitely. Yeah, I'm going to wait. Where are you all from? And even put in the comments once the video is not live, if you have questions or comments about friendship, especially, and if you're a guy and you maybe watched your partner or your sister have difficulty with friendships and you have something to share, then definitely please do. Yeah, about how to maintain our balance, how to maintain our boundaries, how to not let ourselves be overworked or abused, because we are valuable and we're here for a purpose. And just, we can't there are people who, they may be in a lot of pain, right? And so they also, then it's like the pain they have seeps out, like bleeds out to other people. And we have to be careful that's not like what we're picking up, that we just like, like clear it away from us, Yeah, Boston. Oh, Cape Verde. Yeah, yeah, Cape Verde. There's a singer I love from Cape Verde, Cesaria. Have you guys, let me see. Can I post a comment? Cesaria. Check her out. Cesaria. I'm not spelling her name right. Cesaria Evora. She has a beautiful voice. Beautiful voice. Like her voice is almost like say it's musical. It's like very like lilting and very light. Check her out. Does anybody know, did I spell her name right? Cesaria? I don't want to go off and check it right now. She is from Cape Verde, I believe, and her voice is so beautiful. And I think she's singing in Portuguese, though. Is Cape Verde? I think I'm right about that. Alice is does Cape Verde, is there Portuguese one of the languages? Let me know. But check her out, you guys. If you like jazz at all, or you like I think like if you like Sade. Who doesn't like Sade, right? I've been just feeling Sade's been helping keep my mood up lately. You'll like Cesaria Evora. In fact, let me look up that I did spell her name right. Cesaria Evora. Yep, it looks like I spelled her name right. Yes. Now she's an older lady. She's probably about 75. Yeah. No, Cesaria Evora. Hold on. Let me try to copy. Now I'm sure there are many, many others. Let me put her name correctly. It has some accents and stuff that I can't. I don't know if the screen will show it. Here, let's see. Cesaria Evora. Yeah, she's wonderful. Really, really. Does anybody else know her? I feel like I'm talking to myself. Tell me if you know her or not. Yes. Okay. Elise came back. Thank you, Elise. I wasn't using that tone with you. There was silence, and I was like, we speak Cape Verdean Creole. Okay, but is that what's the Creole based on? Because I mean, we could say like Jamaica it's an English Creole primarily. Don't get me started. I don't think Jamaican Patois is a separate language. I do think it's based. Okay, yes, Portuguese. Right. It's a Portuguese Creole. Gotcha. Right. Beautiful. Yeah, her singing voice is just gorgeous, like lilting. Like I said, if you like Sade, you will like this Cesaria Evora, I think. It's a similar, except of course she's singing in the Creole. I don't think she sings in English. Anyway, if you like good music, you will love it. And so go check out Elise and Rick's channel. You've never heard of Cape Verde? Oh, it's like, yeah, it's a little island. Little. Watch, it's probably huge. Elisa says, yeah, it's in West Africa. It's off West Africa. Cape Verde. I think that means green, like green place, right? Verde. I think it's very, very beautiful. And yeah, I know there's a Portuguese, I think the Portuguese colonized. So that's why the Portuguese language is there. But I believe it's a beautiful place. Yeah, Greg's like, yeah, look it up. It's probably a wonderful place to vacation, or like just, I'm pretty sure it's a beautiful place. All right, guys, I've got to go get ready. Oops, it's 3:20. My class is at 4 on Zoom. Let's see. It's a safe space emotionally. Oh, what do you mean? Okay, now Perks of Beauty, do you mean literally the place we're talking about, Cape Verde? Because it kind of came out of nowhere, your comment. like it might have been delayed. So I'm not sure what you're referring to. Was it something from Elise when we were saying, and Elise, I apologize if I'm messing up your name, where we were talking about Cape Verde, or no? 10 small islands. Wow. So imagine some of the smaller islands, like what life would be like, right? I hope that with rising water levels, Elise, that Cape Verde will, some of those small islands, is it Vanuatu? There are some small islands where people are already having to leave, okay? And so I hope that it is okay for Cape Verde. Yeah, wow, but I didn't know it was 10 small islands. I mean, typically if there's one island, right, there's going to be others little ones dotting up around it. So there's probably a bigger main island, and then, yeah. But perks of beauty, what were you referring to? It is a safe space emotionally, one where you can be vulnerable and trust that you won't be judged for your humanity. I really want to know where this safe space safe space is. Yeah, let's see. Hey, if you're just joining, leave a comment, say hi, say where you're from. I'm literally waiting to hear if Perks of Beauty can just flesh out what she was talking about, this safe space. And yeah, I also, while I'm waiting for that, I just want to thank Gregory, Elise. Let's see. These are just the folks who commented. Sarah J. Devashri, Bella Crystal, very active early on. Donna, hey Donna. And let's see, who else had commented? Did I already say BB? Yep. Good, a lot of comments there. And King's Equine Therapy and Soul Shine on Me. Really, really nice. Yeah, let me go back and see. There's a new comment. Beautiful country, beautiful beaches and people. That's what I've heard, Elise. Yeah. Look, if we as Westerners, Americans, if you have money able enough where you can live on an island, meaning you're not going to necessarily go there and get a job, right, Elise? And again, I'm not a travel channel, but you guys know, if you're going to follow me, you know I'm very interested in moving abroad. And so I watch a lot of those channels. So some of these places, if you have some money and you can, treat people there well, don't come in like, don't be an ass, whatever, coming in there. But if you can live in peace and appreciate what you're getting, she's saying beautiful beaches here. And people, absolutely. I'm sure. I think it's a matter of being able to make a living in Cape Verde. Yeah. But I'm sure it's like a more laid back lifestyle. Nice weather, typically. I don't know if you get, great, I got a hair on my, I don't know if you guys get, not hurricanes or anything like that, if there's any natural disasters there, but truly a beautiful country. So you guys, thank you so much. Once the video is not live, if you could leave a comment, also any topics you'd like me to talk about. Again, remembering I really want to stay focused on meditation, mindfulness, the chakras, energy healing, but also physical health. And I think my next video, I will talk a little bit about my healing process. I've got a lot of you are here right now. I am going through my healing journey, and I'll share with you the tools I'm using to try and avoid having surgery and getting deep into the medical system. So if you're interested in that, that'll be one of my upcoming videos. I'm going to also just share the different things I'll be using. Oh, totally. Yeah, with the American dollar. Absolutely. So I will share with you what I'm doing in my healing journey in a video soon. But remember, we deserve rest, right? We deserve love, compassion, kindness, and just starting to give that to ourselves first. And then if they don't treat you that way, then they're not, yes, laid back island life. Yes. You're putting Cape Verde on the map for me. And you all know, any of you watch my videos, I very much believe in intuition. And also spirit will usually show you something 3 times. So if somebody's Cape Verde and then 2 days later, and then like a week later, it keeps coming up, it's something for you to look into. Okay, so this is just a tip for you with your intuition. You can literally ask spirit, you can pray, whatever, meditate, and just ask, and then watch what is shown to you. But yeah, if you have some American dollars, you'll absolutely be fine and you won't be struggling. That's why a lot of us are moving to Mexico, people. Okay. But so go watch Rick and Halisi. I think they're starting in 5 minutes and they're called, what the heck is their channel called? Hold on. I want to send you over to them. Let me just get YouTube on my other screen real quick. They are a wonderful couple. Rick and Halisi, because wait, I can pull it up. Okay, not Black Global. She's amazing. I think I did have her on my channel. They're Our Black Utopia. So check out Our Black Utopia. They have moved to Portugal, and they're just really lovely people. They moved from the United States. Yeah. Oh, definitely, Devashri. Yeah. I am working with a professional herbalist, so I'm not going to be giving out my own interpretation of herbs, because if you have anything serious, I do really recommend going to a professional herbalist. And I will say this over and over. Yes, you find somebody traditional. I tend to go to Chinese herbalist because that is what has worked for me in the past. I've read about it. I've studied it in depth myself, and it has such a long, detailed history, thousands and thousands of years. So I will share that. Yes. Thank you, Devashri. Very grateful to have you here. All right, my loves. Ciao. There'll be a video Thursday, and I'll be live on Sunday. All right.